Hello. Today I'm going to speak with you about how does it feel to create and sell the company. And I have a question to you. How many of you are working for any business organization? Oh, there are a couple of people here in this room. And my message to you is that there is a 53% probability that the company you are working for will be sold within the next 5 years. There will be new owners, everything will be new. So better think about it. And I have even more extreme personal experience. 100% companies I have been working for in all my life, they have been sold at least once, and some of them even several times. What do people you usually think when you hear that some company is sold? Some, I don't know, your friend sold company or just read in the newspaper. At least I'm thinking that somebody made a big money. So it's worth talking with him. Maybe we can make some deal or something. Other more skeptical people, they will think there will be big mess. Reorganization, layoffs, all kind of shit will come. And some very, very critically thinking and very pessimistic persons, they will say, he just gave up. He don't have any strength to go on. He just gave up. And then from bright side, these are investments. When companies are sold, especially to foreigners, money coming in, new products coming in. Somebody might think that, oh, this nice brand name. For example, my daughter would love if Victoria's Secret would buy some stores and come in Latvia. But we know Swedbank is in Latvia and Narvesen is in Latvia and different kind of well-known brands that very often just buy somebody. All IT industry in Latvia, Tieto, Exigen, they have bought some local companies at some moment of time. And this, of course, creates some kind of opportunities for the people. Because when there is change, something changes, somebody comes in, somebody buys something, there are a lot of opportunities. Now, why people don't talk about these things? I think there are a couple of reasons why. Number one is that it happens not very often. Let's say, companies sold maybe once in 5 years, as I said in the beginning. Secondly, there are a lot of confidentiality clauses. It's really secretive. Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to tell you how much money he got. It is something similar maybe to sex life, intimate a little bit. So it's like cloudy. But I will tell you at least some things today. First of all, I should do some disclaimer, because my limited experience is around technology industry. Technologies, so how to make a value out of nothing, out of human brains. Not land, not agriculture or... Second limitation is that I have been working all the time in Baltics. I don't know how business is done in Vietnam or China, maybe someday. And my experience of creating and selling companies is of average size, like 100 to 500 employees. So don't know what happens when these billions are, don't know, really. If I'm looking on a timeline, like this is my timeline here. It all started in '91, now it's 2014, and these white boxes, they are companies. And they were sold at some moment of time for many millions euros. Most fertile time in my career was between 1999 and 2005, when I was working for a company called Microlink, which was kind of investment bank or something like that. They had a lot of money from investors, and the idea was to buy up a lot of companies and consolidate them across Baltics. So therefore, you see that these big white boxes, they are these large companies. Arrows means that they were sold. some transaction took place, shareholders changed, and then these small boxes, as you see, they are like a little buying and selling. Because in Microlink we bought like 20 companies that were of small size. Currently, in 2014, my main occupation is a company called FMS. We also did some little buying, selling companies, and some number of other businesses, approximately 10, where I am involved. Some unique thing is also, if you see these red arrows, these are like passes when I was involved in selling or sold the company and sold myself together with a company as this little birdie in a golden cage. Part of the deal with the new owners was that I come and work for them. And as you see, it all started somewhere in the middle of 90s in a company called Fortec. Nobody remembers Fortec anymore.
I do.
But 20 years ago it was, yeah, you do. You worked for Fortec. Yes, yes. You worked for me, Harald. Yes. But that was But that was long time ago. And so you are playing like little kids in a playground, because doing business is very much like playing with the toys. And at some moment you are stuck. You reach some limitations. You want to play with the bigger toys, nicer toys, in a bigger sandbox, and you go there, and there are other kids, and they are very angry. They won't let you play. They say, it is our playground, don't go there. Because it is illusion if somebody thinks that the world is so open and you can go everywhere with your business. There is a lot of competition, I mean. You must fight for your place under sun. You must protect your sandbox. If you want to move to new sandbox, do something bigger, something more, then you start to walk around and do some sniffing, finding for some partners. Let's say some partners. And that happened in '99 with a Fortec, that somehow I sniffed these Estonians. Microlink was an Estonian company. It is very rare for Latvian to be CEO of Estonian company. This is of course subject of other story, and it happened 5 years later. But Microlink bought Fortec, and somehow it was like walking around and sniffing and finding right partner, and then we did that deal, and Fortec became part of Microlink, and then all that big buying and selling happened after 6 years or so. And how do people feel? How I feel when some company is sold? It is pretty much some moment similar, like staying now here on this stage, so a little bit like that. Nice speeches, balloons, new logos, employees sitting in the room. Of course, they are much more interested than you right now, because it somehow affects their well-being for the future. And you tell the speech that the deal is done, there are new owners, there will be new strategy, bigger toys, nice sandboxes, and so on. And deep down in your heart, your feeling is that, oh Jesus, oh shit, what have I done? We worked all these years, and now this crocodile came and ate that. So, but you cannot sell your business if you don't have this feeling. You must have it. Because if you don't like it and you don't love it, nobody will buy it. So it's part of the game. And what are my impressions, what I remember, what happens after? So company is sold, you move in your golden cage, you have a new owners, new bosses. First feeling is full inbox of emails from people you don't know. They demand different things. They demand reports. They send you something you don't know. You should answer, not who is he. So, especially if company is bigger than yours. Second is a lot of meetings. Integration plan, strategy, strategic planning. So you are quite bored to sit in all these meetings, but it is part of the game as well. It's part of how it should be done. And third thing, especially from Microlink background, is a lot of nightclub visits with your colleagues, with your new colleagues. You learn what happens in Tallinn, you learn what happens in Riga, you learn what happens in Vilnius. My good colleague, Alan Martinson, who was CEO of Microlink, he even had a theory that people are expanding, businessmen are expanding, because they want to have a justification to go to these nightclubs. So, kind of, one big justification. But also, truth is that in technology businesses especially, if you don't integrate well, then what is left is only office and furniture. And all the people just stand and walk away. And therefore, it is very, very important to turn attention to all these people matters. If you want to change a job, like Tuoms, all the time, you know, searching for soul, searching for yourself. One good way is just to sell your company. Then it's like pressing reset button, new rules of the game, and you just go on in a new environment. This is what I like in doing this. There is some stereotype. People are thinking that these deals, transactions, sales of companies, they are done by serious people in very formal environment, in a black suit and a skyscraper. And everybody's so smart, like in some TV serials. I never have done any deal in a black suit. And my current company I am working for last 8 years, in FMS, the deal was kind of imagined or sort of in sauna, in quite funny mood. I was sitting with my coworker Uldis in sauna, and he said, Janis, we all know that Microlink will be sold soon. I was CEO of Microlink at that time. He said, let's try to buy out that FMS. It was a smaller company, 30 people at that time, because new owners won't be interested in product business. They will have other interests. I was, as I said, in funny mood. I said, okay, we will try it. I don't promise you, but we will try it. So, of course, until we reached that deal, 1.5 years passed. We did a lot of preparations. We spun off, we made it as a daughter company. We did some negotiations and so on. We did a lot of things. And we made a proposal to shareholders that we want to buy it out. We thought that the price we are offering is very generous. You know, right multiples, accountants did calculations and so on. We ended up buying that company 7 times more expensively. 7 times. Really for high price. And I learned from this that actually the price is not established by accountants. The price is established by what one part is ready to pay and what other part is ready to accept. And the right price level is achieved when somebody is making this bridge and starts to scream. And that scream means that there is the right price. It cannot be higher. So by some level of pay. And so what? What are learnings or summary of this my little speech? Today, startups are something like Gold Rush. No, there is this thinking that we will make a technology company. Within 1 year, we will sell it for $1 billion. Everybody will be rich. It is so easy. It comes quickly and so on. And for me, everything happens in like 7 to 8 years circles. Nothing happens faster. I don't know, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I don't know how to do the things. But generally, when you start something, you must be aware of the fact that it might take 7 years, 8 years. It will be like running long distances, it will be painful. And only thing like you can't skip is because you are maybe owner or you are feeling responsible for the business. You cannot, you just must go on. You cannot skip. Second thing that I learned is that there are no 3 wise men in the business. Only you are wise man. if you want to do a deal, you must talk with a boss, you must find some personal connection with him, and only later you can invite wise people who are billed by hours or by commissions to help you finalize it. And third thing is that you saw on that timeline these white boxes, and they were all really multi-million deals. Some of them were tens of millions. If I would be so smart to take all that and eat it, I would be a very rich guy. But unfortunately, sometimes I was just a manager, sometimes I was getting some bonuses or commissions, something. And also the truth is that I would never have done it if I would not be together with so many wonderful people and wonderful colleagues, and they helped me, and only because we all shared. So you cannot be successful in a business if you are very greedy. Don't be greedy. You will move much, much longer way. I believe that companies are very similar to living organisms because they are made of people, mainly, especially technology companies. And one way how you can pass your DNA is to create a company, sell it, it will live on together with your DNA. Thank you.